I think most of the people work with fear of God. You go to an astrologer, you show your kundli, and they tell you that anxiety and depression does not live in the mind, it is shown in the mind.
How do you look at spirituality from your lens?
We are spiritual beings having a human experience for a very short while. So it is not that we are going to become spiritual someday. Most of the people are going towards meditations to gain something. It's just about taking.
What's your to-do ritual when you are down?
I sit with my emotion. I don't pretend. I made my first resume when I was 27. There was a job that I joined and I was fired the next day. The only fear that I have is the fear of being.
What is the tool or technique to build up that emotional resilience to come back?
Every time you give an excuse, it's just because you do not know what it's going to bring to your life.
What is the life purpose?
The purpose of life is
Hi everyone, welcome back to Stories That Matter, where conversations aren't just heard, they are felt. I'm your host Aisha, and today conversation is gonna flow beyond time, logic, and even beyond lifetime. Today I have a very special guest on Stories That Matter, Master Vani Kabir. She is a spiritual teacher, ancestral healer, intuitive guide, and founder of transformative Evrenroo modality. Master Vani Kabir's story is extraordinary. From fighting personal traumas to traveling the world and continents and sharing her light and wisdom with us. She has touched thousands of lives with cosmic channeling, karmic and ancestral clearing, and soul to soul rituals. And she is here with us to share that light and wisdom with all of you today. But beyond metaphysics and these healing modalities, what's special today in our conversation is her presence. That's what is going to make this show special. Her presence, raw, real, and unforgettable. So, without any wait, I would like to welcome Master Vani Kabir on our show, Stories That Matter. Hi, Master Vani. Thank you so much for coming here. Welcome to our show, Stories That
Thank you.
Matter.
Thank you
so
very
much.
Thank you. It's a beautiful setup and you look beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you too look gorgeous.
Thank
As I said, like your presence is like raw, real, and unforgettable, which is syncing with stories that matter.
Thank
And
you.
I'm so glad to have you here today on my show.
Yes.
First of all, I want to congratulate you on your first international award, which you have received 2 days ago in Dubai. I think it was by ET Times.
Yes, it was by ET. I think it was called the Indo Global Award. Yeah.
Congratulations. It's so commendable to see, we as women are, grabbing such honors and rewards
Absolutely.
internationally.
Absolutely.
And
100%.
it's commendable to see you there on that platform itself. I was really happy to see your reel coming out.
Yes, I think
yeah.
so many of them were waiting because we were building up so much of hype around it. And so many soul stars were waiting, what is coming, what is coming. And then that reel came up and it was a nice one. The team did a great job around it. So, yes, but more than that, I think what is more valuable is that there were so many other women that were getting the award.
Uh-huh.
And that was a delight to see. And I was cheering for everyone.
Oh, wow. Such a lovely moment to
Yes.
hold on, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure like Dubai is giving you that precious moments to come
Yeah,
back.
Dubai gives me core memories.
Yeah. So on the stage, I heard in that like you mentioned something like you were stepped out of your home
Yeah.
with no means, and then you are now traveling and having an international award in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's truly commendable. And what's the story around that?
So I ran away from my house at 19, got married to somebody who was 15 years elder to me, and wasn't working out at all. And I was there in that marriage for around 8 years. And then I just decided that's it. And so Kabir was around 5 that time, and we moved out.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not opt for any alimony in terms of the house and the amenities and things. So I moved into a rented accommodation. My friends had selected that for me. And I just had oxygen for 3 months on me to decide what I have to do because I was an entrepreneur before and I had to shut down my companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I made my first resume when I was 27. And I started my company when I was
Oh
20.
my.
And
Okay.
for 7 years, I was just an entrepreneur. And then at 27, when I got divorced, I had to make a resume because otherwise no one would give me a job. And so my first assignment was 33,000 Indian rupees. And my first rent was 36,000.
Okay.
And there was a car EMI, and then there were loans, and every day I would like sit and think, how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
This whole money block, and taking money from here and giving it here, and then that one is on loan, and then this one's on loan, and I wanted to sell things. I wanted to sell my car, and that okay. I even don't know how to drive, so what will I do for the of the car? So let me just sell it and things like that. But I think God was kind to me. And
Lovely.
it was a year and a half kind of a struggle. Like
Mhm.
there was a job that I joined, and I was super, super happy about that. It was an advertising company. I come from an advertising background. And I like they hired me, and everything went perfectly fine. And I was fired the next day, like in 24 hours. And I was like, what can a person possibly do right or wrong in 24 hours?
Oh my
So
God.
they said that no, there's a lot of influence against you. And because me and my ex were in the same business and same things. And so I said, I'm happy that you're honest and it's fine. And I remember I was, by the time I had learned driving and I came back, while I was coming back, I was just crying out loud saying that, is this ever going to end? Or is it going to be like this? And I think a few days later, I got another job. And that's the one that I stayed at for 5 years. It was a life changing thing for me to learn, to know, to actually work with people who are really, really kind.
Mhm.
And they understood what a single mom means to be,
Yeah.
So they gave me that space, that understanding. And then, yeah, that's
Oh
that.
wow. I know that's the phase, like that's a very tough phase where, where you call God and you ask for like, is this what, you know?
Totally, totally.
It's
Because you just
difficult.
feel that you're all by yourself and you're left alone, and there's just nothing at all that um, there's nothing more to do.
Yeah.
It's like you do everything that is possible in that one
Mhm.
particular day to make things work, but there's
Mhm.
nothing else that you can do more. And so that is why I always say I have a special place for single moms, because I really, really know that what it means to be that.
I know you can understand the pain
Totally,
behind.
totally.
Any advice you want to give to the single moms out here?
I
Because
think just be at it, because the moment you think that you're going to give up is exactly the time where the tide and time will change.
Mhm.
S-
But yeah, that moment is actually critical. It's
yeah,
hard to
because
believe.
yeah, totally, because you've almost given up on everything in life, and you're like, okay, this thing is never going to work with me,
Yeah.
you know but then you just have to keep the faith.
What gave you that light and, that motivation to even go ahead? Was it your
Kabir.
son?
Yeah, Kabir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always, I think he has been my guiding light ever since he was born. He's the only reason. He's my only reason
Yeah,
for
that's
everything.
beautiful. That's beautiful. And I have seen few of your reels, where you are getting him front and the way you have, raised him up.
Yeah.
I have never been like a regular goer into your social medias and checking, but sometimes, it just come, and especially where you, talk with your son, especially when he cleared his 10th grade,
Yes.
and how motivating and uplifting kind of message you gave out to the audience, that
Yeah.
was not about the numbers. It was all about, you shaping your son to a level where he can face the world. His ability, his attitude towards life was much more to you, like the way he's coming as a human rather than looking at the numbers. I
Yeah,
think,
true.
yeah.
Because Kabir was always, the kind of child who was told that, oh, you're so sensitive. Oh, this child has a lot to talk about, and he always feels a lot more and things like that. But I
Mm,
always felt that his sensitivity is his superpower. I mean,
mhm,
his being empathetic towards people is something
mhm.
that is so, so commendable, and it's something to learn from, that how
Yeah.
caring he is towards people, and how loving he is towards people, and not just people, pets, environment. He would probably take care of a plant as good as he would take care of a
Wow.
pet. So I think that is something to learn. And I also believe that children of single parents, they generally are sensitive,
Mhm.
because they get exposed to life a lot early than they actually have decided to.
Yeah, I agree.
And for them, that coping mechanism makes them a lot more empathetic and sensitive towards their environment, so they can pick little things,
Mhm.
and they can pick a little glance and know that you're upset, and they can pick a
Mhm.
little thing and know that, okay, yeah, this isn't working for my mother, or this isn't working for my nanny.
Okay.
So he
Yeah.
can pick up those things.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
it's just a
wow.
blessing to have a sensitive child.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, how did your journey started into all these healing modalities? And mostly, you are into crystal healing.
Yes.
That's what I understood from the
Surprise,
technique.
surprise,
Yeah.
surprise.
How you
I
went?
was I was thrown into it. So 2013, I went to Scotland with my ex. And I normally, whenever I travel, I have a habit of, if it's a new place,
Mhm.
I would wake up early in the morning and I would go
Uh-huh.
for a walk,
Okay.
because I like to explore the city by foot.
Uh-huh.
And I was in Scotland, and I just went out for a walk. And there was this very beautiful mansion, villa, whatever that you would call it.
Yeah.
It had a very beautiful gate. So I paused there, and I was just looking at and admiring how beautiful the house is.
Mhm.
And there on the side, there was this old woman who was sitting on the floor, and she had this rug, and there were these amazing symbols on that rug. And I looked, and it just caught my eye. And something like in me was like, okay, let me just talk to her, let me just talk to her. So I went and I spoke with her, and I asked her, what are these? And she told me these are runes. And
Mhm.
I said, what do you do with them?
Yeah.
And then she's like, you do forecast with them, this is how it is done, you should learn them. And I said, no, 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 I don't want to learn any of this and stuff. And we just had like a little conversation around it. And I said, okay. She said, no, no, you should learn this. It is for you, and you'll do very good in this. And she was almost prophesizing my future. And
Mhm.
because I was in such a turbulent marriage,
Mhm.
I just didn't want anybody to prophesize anything for me. So I
Mhm.
like packed up and almost ran.
Okay.
That okay, I didn't know what she's gonna tell me that I can't handle. So I
Yeah.
just didn't want more conversation. So I just got up and I moved around 10 steps. And I just thought I'll just check with her what are those symbols called again, because I didn't register properly. And I turned around and she wasn't there.
So it,
I just took 10
mhm.
steps, and that is something, there is no way, because I think she would have been 80 years old with all those things on the
Mhm.
mat. There is no way she would have wrapped it up and gone.
Yeah.
There's no way. And when I turned around, and there was just nothing, not even a speck that showed that there was somebody sitting there. And I got really, I got jitters, and I just, left that place
Mhm.
thinking that, okay, I'll go to the hotel and then think what happened.
Yeah.
But it was as clear as you and I sitting here, so I don't think that I hallucinated all of that.
Okay.
But even if one terms it as hallucination, I think it was a great one. But that was the beginning of it. And the next day, I went to the Scotland Castle to just for a visit.
Uh-huh.
And while I was coming down there, they had this beautiful shop, and they had these rune symbols, and they always just attracted me. And so I bought one set of rune symbols from there. Never
Mhm.
practiced it for almost a year after that.
Mhm.
After my divorce, when I was unpacking my stuff,
Mhm.
after divorce, that's when I got that little pouch to see. And then I said, okay, let me just see what it is. And then I started looking up online and reading about it and understanding how to do it. Then I took a course in it. And,
Okay.
so that was like, but I never thought I'm going to be a spiritual healer person. I was very much into advertising, doing my awards, living
Uh-huh.
good life, meeting celebrities, Shah Rukhs and Salmans of the world, shooting with them, very happy life.
Yeah.
And in 2019, there was a one morning there was this symbol that appeared on my left hand, and it looked more like a cross, but it was a compass, and it just showed up. And Aman was coming to pick me up, and I took a picture of it and I showed it to him, and that this was there for like a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it's fine, maybe you would have held something tight, or it can be just an
You saw
impression
that
of.
symbol on your
Yeah.
hand?
So
Okay,
I said
interesting.
it's okay, but I wasn't feeling too well after that. We were supposed to go to a mall to pick up something. So the moment I entered the mall, Aisha,
Mm-hmm.
I could hear every single person in that mall. And it wasn't funny. It was like thousands of people talking in my ears. And somebody who's like, I'm at the entry of the mall, and somebody who's there at the fag end of the mall. The mall is like a kilometer long. And it was uncanny. I just couldn't figure out what's happening. And in a few minutes only, I felt so tired and I felt so exhausted. I told Aman, we have to go back. I came and I just slept. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was a Saturday, and I slept from Saturday till Sunday. And I didn't know what is happening, what was going on. And of course, a few days went by, nothing happened. Again, we went into our daily life and routine. And then one of my friends, who's a psychic from USA, he had come to visit us. And we all three of us were like in the balcony talking to each other, and the cross happened again.
Okay.
And so my psychic friend, he could figure out that this is something very unique.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave me a crystal ball to sit with, and he says, meditate. I used to meditate before that also. So he says, just sit and meditate. And for 2 straight hours, I cried throughout that meditation because I saw all my past lives.
Seriously.
And I just didn't know what to do. And after that, also, I don't think I can ever um, explain that experience to anyone. All of these experiences, I don't think I can.
So you actually saw your past
All of
lives.
all of them together, starting from Lemuria, which was my first life here. So from all of those, and it is so surreal that I think only the people who have uh, experienced something like this can probably relate to it, but for everyone else, it is just going to be hoax.
Yeah. But how was that experience of you there? Was it like your mind was completely shut to you even see
Yeah,
those
I couldn't.
things?
It
How
felt
did you
like I was
observe?
just in a dark space initially, and then
Mhm.
it was like a reel going through in front of you, one thing after another and one thing after another. It's like a film, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, so
That sounds a lot of like it sounds magical.
yeah, it is like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think at this point in time, I think 60% of my life is magical. I intend to make it 100%.
Wow. And you coming here is also magical.
Yeah, I think everything is destined, and we all manifest each other in our life. All of us sitting here, it's not a
Uh-huh.
joke that we are here.
Yeah, yeah.
We all had to be here.
Oh wow. This moment is really special, guys. Make a note of it. Yeah. So I'm sure then after that, you started working deep into the crystals and runes and you started studying. So it was like you started taking the courses and all. So it was like something which
Yeah, I
these
met my
techniques you learned.
grandmaster in 2018, and
Uh-huh.
that is when I started learning it. Like, I wouldn't say professionally, but I would say more on the. I started learning the modalities. I started learning the words
Uh-huh.
because I just didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's not like picking up a tarot deck and learning online.
Mhm.
When you learn from a grandmaster, they teach you
Mm.
so many different things that you really cannot self learn.
Yeah.
So it wasn't self learning for me at all.
Okay. May I know who's your master? Just
I
out of
have two.
curiosity.
One of them is in Canada, and
Okay.
the other one is in Amsterdam. And
Okay.
so I learned from both of them.
Okay. You want to reveal their
No,
names? No.
absolutely
Oh,
not. I
okay.
don't think they would like to be revealed.
Okay. Really? Okay, no worries. That's fine. Master Vani, I want to know your view about spirituality. How do you look at spirituality from your lens and from your experience? Like, is it something we experience as we go down our path, or it's something we get to just know from people around? How do you view spirituality from your broader lens?
I think a lot of people think that we are human beings and we are going to have a spiritual experience sometime in life, whether we are 30 or 50 or 80. And spirituality is going to come and knock at our door, and then we are going to experience spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the other way around. We are spiritual beings having a human experience for a very short while.
Mm-hmm.
So we are spiritual beings. So it is not that we are going to become spiritual someday. We already are. It's just that we don't remember it. And the sooner we remember it, the better we are aligned to our energy, our light, our understanding of who we are truly. So, who you were before the world gave you your name. If you have to tell me about yourself, minus your name, your age, the family you belong to, the religion that you belong to, the culture that you come from, the city that you live in, who are you?
So it's all about remembering who you are.
Yeah.
That's how you can sum up as spirituality.
Yes.
Remembering our true
Absolutely.
nature.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's a vast ocean, and everyone can swim their own way.
So everyone has their own rules.
Yeah,
and
there's no
ways
set
to-
rule. Yeah, no set rule. What works for me may not work for you. For someone, a lot of meditations would work. For someone, trekking would work. For someone, dancing would work. For someone, cooking would work. For someone, reading would work. For someone, writing would work. All of it is spiritual. All of it.
When anyone does these grounding exercises, as you mentioned, dancing, or either it's cooking or something. So the people who are actually doing all these activities, it's like they are experiencing their true nature via these
Absolutely.
activities.
Absolutely. Why not?
So you're linking them to spirituality.
Everything is spiritual. What is not spiritual? This mic, this table, this light, everything has consciousness. Religion is a fish in a fishbowl, and spirituality is a fish in the ocean.
Okay, interesting. So when it comes to the spiritual myths we talk about, like, are there any common spiritual myths which are floating around in the world and you want to break those myths?
I think there are lots that are there, but there's one that I definitely want to break is the fear of God.
Fear of God.
I think most of the people work with fear of God. You go to an astrologer and you show your kundli and they tell you that, oh, this is not right in your chart and that is not right in your chart. And if you don't do this remedy of making 100 cows eat food or, going up and down hill to prove something, your life is going to be miserable. I don't think anybody gets to decide that. The only person who gets to decide what your life is going to be like is you.
I like it.
Yeah. Nobody else has as people, I also make predictions for people. But whatever we say is only 50% true. 50% you have the whole to make it happen or not make it happen. So, but there's so much of fear that, oh, if I don't do this, this is going to happen. If I don't do this, that is going to happen. If this particular person or panditji or astrologer or tarot reader has told me to do this, and if I don't do it, my life is going to be in ruins. Absolutely not. There was this young girl, who came to me. She was 32 or 33. And the moment I opened the reading, she started crying. And I said, what happened? And she said, I went to this astrologer 5 years ago and he said that I'm going to die at 38.
Oh my God.
And I was so furious. And I was like,
Do people
why?
say that?
And I was like, why did you even believe it? She said, no, he was very convincing and he told me everything about my life, which was absolutely correct. But so I thought even this is going to be correct. So I said, absolutely not. So now listen to me. You're going to be hale and hearty and healthy. And you just don't have to worry about anything. And you're definitely going to outlive 38. It isn't, it's not going to happen like that. But that poor girl has been living in fear for 5 years. Thinking that, oh my God, it's worse than having a cancer or a terminal illness because you're just anticipating every day whether you're going to die or no.
That's sad to know. Like, I know astrologers have some kind of, they know the techniques to predict the future, but revealing, these critical aspects of life is.
I don't think anyone can predict anyone's death. No matter who you are in the world, and no matter how much siddhi you have with you, and no matter how accomplished you are in any field of practice, whether spiritual or religious, no one has the capacity to predict death and birth, both. That is the
Mhm.
only thing that is handled by the divine timing. When it is divine timing, nothing can stop it. And if it is not the divine timing, nothing can take it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, let's respect that divine timing, which is there for all of
Yes,
us. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So, Master Vani, I have a interesting question for you, which I think every soul craves for. We all are chasing something in life,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a very famous saying that don't chase,
Yeah.
become a vessel to attract.
Yep.
But this phrase itself has so much of depth into it,
Mm-hmm.
which people normally will not understand. What is the process when somebody says like don't chase? How do we realize that we are not chasing? We everyone wants, like, I want this, I want that, I want to reach here, I want to get this job, I want to get this home, right? Everyone has these ambitions inside their heart, and everyone is chasing something. They want something. They are curious, or they have that desire of being there something. But this phrase where they say like don't chase, you end up attracting more. If you stop chasing, you attract. But what is the process to reach that state of just of not chasing anything?
So imagine all your manifestations to be like butterflies, beautiful butterflies, all of them. Like wealth is a butterfly, health is a butterfly, car is a butterfly, home is a butterfly. But if you're not a flower, they're not going to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
So the simplest way is to bloom where you are. Be the best version of yourself in the space that you are in. And you bloom, and the butterfly would come on its own. You don't have to chase, or you don't have to put fake fragrance for the butterfly to come in.
I like that analogy you have mentioned. Become the
Become
become
the
the
flower.
flower,
Yes.
so that we get the butterflies, the
Yes.
beautiful ones, right?
Yeah. You just have to be, we all have our sacred space, and we just have to continue to blossom in our sacred space in our own way. And no one gets to decide how to blossom. Of course, we have mentors and people around us with whom we share our stories, and we look up to them, and we feel inspired by them, and all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same moment, you have to see what resonates with you, and then you just have to water yourself. You have to be your own sunlight. You have to be your own soil, and you just blossom. And the more you blossom, the more butterflies come naturally. And then you don't have to run around beating around the bush. You don't have to hustle. You don't have to say, oh my God, I work 26 hours a day. You don't have to. Of course, when you're starting up a business or you're starting up a new job, it's tough, because you're trying to understand the dynamics of a particular thing. So I don't say that you should not work hard. But I have seen people who would not do anything at work, for 5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would sit late, or they would come back and crib the other day that, oh, I was working till 2 o'clock. My love, you were working till 2 o'clock because you had a lack of perspective of your work. It's not that you had so much work that it ended up till 2 o'clock. So, yeah, I think that's something that people need to understand also, that um, most of the people are not true to themselves. It's just sad, but it's the fact.
You mentioned being the highest version of yourself and being true to yourself. Like, what are the components of being to that level or going to that level?
To be
True
present
version.
in the moment. Like if I ask you, Aisha, in this moment, like just in this moment, are you the best version of yourself?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
If the answer is yes, that is how you pass every moment. But if supposedly in this moment you are scolding your son, or you are just doing something that you don't want to do, you're scolding somebody on the road, you have a fit of rage, and then I ask you, are you the best version of yourself? And you'll say no. That constant checking is very important.
To every action or every second, whatever we are
Initially, it
doing.
looks like a lot of
Mhm.
work, and then your mind does it automatically. And it tells you that, okay, even if you can't do it every moment of your life, do it once at night. Sit and think that, what did I do today? Where could I make a change? What is it that I did that was wrong? And I don't want to do it again. You don't necessarily have to go apologizing to people. The best and the biggest apology is changed behavior. If you really think that you made a mistake, Just change your behavior towards it. If you're going to continue to repeat the same mistake, it just shows you that it doesn't matter to you. And sorry is just a word, But if at the end of the day you think that, okay, this is something that I did which I didn't like, this is something that I did I would like to do more of, I met this stranger today and I was so happy and I was so cheerful doing this for this person, or I spent time with my pets, or I spent time with my parents, or I did this work in my job today. I was very happy to do it. I really felt accomplished. All of those things, you are your own marker. There's no scan that is going to scan you and tell you that these are the deficiencies and these are the values. You are your own person.
So being highest version of yourself means being into that state of, being happy or content of whatever actions you are doing.
Why does it feel very happy to do a good deed? Where does it feel happy?
Whenever, anyone does or I does any good act of kindness or anything, what happens is I felt like there's a goodness in me which is reflecting the goodness of him in me, and I'm showing that goodness to people out. It's not me, but it's his goodness which is coming down, and I'm able to do something I'm able to do some good act.
Absolutely. If you take somebody else for granted, it means you're taking yourself for granted. The other person may be upset with you for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe a day,
Yeah.
but your own body and your own system is going to be upset with you forever till the time you change it. If you're taking an advantage of somebody else in a particular situation, that means that you are taking an advantage of yourself, because that's your innate nature to be that person, to do that. So it's hard for you to come out of it, and hence it just spreads everywhere around you. So it's necessary for you to check in with yourself. I always say that thing, that you have to check in with yourself before doing an act, before performing something, before, of course, there are so many things that happen and we all have the right to be upset and angry and everything, but you need to know where to stop. You need to know, okay, a few days ago I was upset about something. I did deliver my speech around being upset. I categorized why I'm upset because of these couple of things, and I drew a line that if this happens again, it's not going to work for me. And then after that, you take 10 minutes and you rewind yourself and you reprogram yourself that, okay, that's it, let's go ahead, do something else.
It's just rewiring your
Absolutely, because I don't want,
actions.
it's not because I have to teach somebody a lesson. No, I'm nobody to teach a lesson to anybody. My job is to just tell somebody else what doesn't work for me, just me. They have to choose the lesson for themselves in that, if at all they choose. But most of the people, they try to teach a lesson, that you made a mistake, you sit here, you do this, you do this, you do this, and it becomes like an unsurmountable thing to bear. The idea is that if there's something that's not working, you just have to present it to another person. If you're angry, you can present it in anger. You're upset, you can present it as an upset person. You're happy about something, you can show your excitement about it. But it's just literally on the other person of how they would want to choose that lesson that is coming to them. If they choose that lesson, it's not going to repeat for them again. If they don't choose that lesson, it's going to repeat for them again in any other place. And then they'll be like, after 5 of those episodes, they'll be like, it always happens in my life. But it always happens in your life because you are not learning from it.
Yeah.
So any incident or any experience that you do not learn from in life is going to repeat.
Yeah. Very true.
So it's just a choice. If it happens for the first time and you learn it the first time, you're evolving. If you are going to be stuck in those lessons forever, like imagine our parents or our grandparents, they would be stuck in a situation for years to come. They're holding grudges against people who are not even living now.
Yeah.
They're still stuck there. It's a
Yeah.
choice what you want to make out of this life. All of us are here, give and take 60 years.
Yeah.
We don't know next moment also, but largely, what are you going to make out of 60 years? Such a small time.
Yeah.
Who has the time to even while away into, like, if somebody tells me, teach me something, I say, I don't have the time to teach you. I'm learning.
Yeah, we all are learning here.
So I rather spend that energy and that time on myself. And if somebody wants to learn from me, they can look at me and learn. I'm leaving a trail of examples every single day.
Yes, you are.
If you if you don't want to catch that,
Yeah.
sad. It's just that. And similarly, I'm also watching somebody else's trail. I'm also learning
Mhm.
from them. When I hear, a few days ago, I heard somebody, Elizabeth, the writer, and she's done a meditation which is going blind for 5 days, and like they completely shut the eyes for 5 days, and they go about their life
Mm.
as a blind person. And after 5 days, when you open your eyes, everything just looks very beautiful. It's a learning trail for me, and I would definitely want to do that sometime in my life. That what kind of power would it be? My brother went for a 12-day silent retreat, and
Mhm.
silent retreat means not a single word being said.
Mhm.
I've never experienced that in my life, like a few hours here and there, of course, yes, but not crossing a day. And 12 days of not uttering a word, not even talking to another person through, your eyes. And just what kind of a, it just would probably break so much in you and rebuild so much in you. And
True.
it's going to be an amazing experience.
Absolutely. So you are thinking to go on one of them.
Yeah, why not? Like, I'm
It's
following the
scary. It's
trail.
scary for me. Like even me thinking on those lines of nothing to see for 12 days or not to speak for 5 days. Like it's scary inside
Yeah.
to even think of it. Like and
Yeah, it does scare you, but
yeah,
then it makes you stronger.
makes you stronger. Let's do it then.
So, yes.
Yeah. And the people who are actually looking for calmness, I have my friends around, they always asking me, they always ask like, we do meditation, we sit quiet, we are because we want to get calm of the noise around. And they are like, okay, we are, but the only missing piece is like, we are calm, we are getting calm when we sit for meditation, but still we are sad inside. It's not like they are calm, but they are not like content or fully satisfied from inside. Take any ritual. If I guide them that you just sit calm, just even try it for 1 day, 2 days, just sit calm for even 2 minutes, 1 minute to start with. They were like, yes, we feel calm, but we still are sad from inside. There's something which is not fulfilling or making us content. That is not enough. So people are actually craving for contentment and fulfillment through all these techniques or meditations, whether it's going for such silent retreats and all. As you said, these things are more towards they break you and they rebuild you.
Yeah.
So so
But most of
what?
the people are going towards meditations to gain something. They want to gain peace of mind. They want to gain less temper issues. They want to gain silence. They want to, it's just about taking, right, from the
Yeah,
meditation.
yeah.
But meditation is all about letting go.
Oh my God,
It is really not about taking anything
taking.
from there. It is
Huh.
about just losing control of everything. And it is just about observing the thoughts that are coming in, and you just be an observer. It's like you're sitting at the corner of the highway and you're just seeing the cars pass by. You don't stop at every car and say, hey, you came last week also. But that's what people are doing with meditation, because a thought comes and then they stick themselves to it. That, oh, okay, this thought, and then that thought, and then that thought, and suddenly it becomes a trail of it, and then they lose the track of a meditation. But the idea is to just sit there and see the cars coming and going at whatever speed that they are,
I,
and just notice.
I think that's a good tip for people who are just starting.
Yes,
And
it is a
actually,
gain. It is not a gain thing. It is, you lose your anger, you lose your temperament issues, you lose your blockages. Sometimes you lose your mind. It
mhm.
is all. Meditation is a losing process. You just become emptier and emptier and emptier, and then the divine sees, oh my God, there's so much of empty space. Let me fill it up with something nice. Like, a lot of people sit with an agenda, that this is going to be the agenda of my meditation.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a chakra cleanse in the meditation. I'm going to do a sleep meditation. I'm going to do a blockage removal meditation. While they all work,
Mhm.
but meditation is just about being with yourself and just acknowledging every tiny bit that is happening inside you and outside you, and just choosing to just notice. Like a few years ago, I was a person who would probably have an opinion about everything in life. You're sitting like this, I would have an opinion. He's sitting like that, I'll have an opinion. He said this, I'll have an opinion. Very judgmental in life. And only after years and years of practice of working on myself, I realized that the more I judge you, the more I judge me.
Yeah, very true.
So because you're only a mirror in front of me who's projecting a part of me that is unhealed.
Mm.
And the moment I start looking at things like that, my anger, my being upset, it just vanishes. And when I talk from a point where I have the best interest of the person sitting in front of me all the time. I just never have anything else in my mind.
That's beautiful.
So I don't talk because I want to prove myself that I'm better than you. I talk because I want for you to see that you can be better.
Wonderful. That's such a beautiful thing to even, think that
But
way.
it's taken me 5 years to be here. What people think is, oh, I've been meditating for 30 days. I did not see anything. Nothing's going to happen in 30 days.
Very true.
So it takes a really, really long time for continuously working with you. Because the single goal that I have in life is to better myself. The only fear, so to say, underlined that I have is the fear of being average.
Okay.
That's the only thing that has been my driving force. I just cannot be average. Not today, not because I have all of this. I was never average when I was nothing. Today I am someone, and I'm still not average, and I just choose to be that. And I always tell Aman that if this era doesn't take my name, it's a futile life. If in this era, if they talk about spirituality and they do not talk about me, it doesn't work.
So you're not settling with the average at all.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I always say that I would continue to do what I'm doing. If I cannot walk to it, I will crawl to it. If I cannot crawl to it, I will slither to it. But I will still come and do exactly what I'm doing right now.
Oh, I like your spirit. I'm with you.
He said not to touch the mic.
Yeah. That's so beautifully crafted.
Yes.
What spirituality and meditation you've
Yeah, because as children, if you see, you're asked such wrong questions. We ask such wrong questions to our children. Okay, tell me, what do you want to become when you grow up? As if the goal is to become someone else. The goal is to become you. Just a better version of you at 5, and then a better version of you at 10, and then a better version of you at 12, and that's it. And we feed them that, oh, who are you going to become? Who are you going to become? Who are you going to become? Till the time the child completely forgets that he or she is already somebody.
Yeah.
We all just want to become somebody. We all want our children to become somebody. But how beautiful is it to just wake up one morning and choose yourself?
Yeah.
I want to be me today. There's nobody else like me.
I think that should be the mantra of everyone.
Absolutely, because there's no one else like you, Aisha. There's no one else like me. There's no one else like him who's recording. There's no one else like us.
I agree.
We are our own machine.
Yeah.
The most beautiful machine, this body, this vessel, the most beautiful vessel that we can get in this lifetime. We have a beautiful soul. We came here for beautiful experiences. And in that, we want to lie. We want to mollycoddle. We want to belittle. We want to put people down. And the good part about the universe is that the amount of energy required for doing bad things or the negative things and doing good things is the same. You can always choose.
Okay.
It takes the same amount of energy to be stuck and the same amount of effort to be unstuck. It's just the same. Ideally, it's like totally same because it's a balanced universe. The universe only cares about balance. It doesn't care about Aisha or me or Aman or her or anybody outside sweeping the road. It doesn't care about anything. It's just about the balance.
So, Master Vani, I have often seen people facing emotional imbalance in their life whenever they are going through any hard phase in their life, like whether it's anxiety, fear, depression sinking in, or they are in that low phase of their life and they don't know where to go. Mentally, a person can always check or read or something online, they can get inspiration mentally. For mind, it's good to read motivation articles or what speakers are saying. It's easy, or it's a good exercise for brain mentally. But what people struggle the most is their tendency to come back emotionally, to bounce back
Mm.
so that they are aligned back to their natural
Yeah.
true state. That phase when a person is there, when they're really facing the challenges in their life and they don't know, from where to start, they are so depressed, whatever circumstances they have, they are really into that state of depression, and they don't know where to start from.
Yeah.
And it might take like one day for them to recover. It might take 5 days. It might take a week, a month, or maybe 1 year.
Years. Yeah.
Sometimes it takes years for people. I've seen people who have really gone into that stage. It took them years to even bounce back, and some don't even bounce back.
Yeah.
So I see that struggle over here where people want to come back, they want to be normal, but something is there which is not letting them, and they are not able to bounce back quickly. If you have some technique or tool or something advice you want to give to our listeners out here, if there's anything like, to build up, what is the tool or technique to build up that emotional resilience to come back? That is where people really actually struggle in our society. I want your insights or something which you can lighten up.
So there are a couple of things. I think the first is the understanding of the problem. Number one, let's talk about just depression, anxiety, sadness, grief, emotions like these. We all think that those emotions are there in our brain. They're not in our brain, they're in our mind. And when we take a pill, that pill works on the brain, it doesn't work on the mind.
Okay.
When you pop in an anxiety
Yeah,
pill, it's
yeah,
for the
yeah.
brain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But your anxiety is in your mind,
Yeah,
it's in your
yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah,
right?
true.
So, what happens is that when you do not understand your illness correctly, is when your emotional body goes for a toss. So, we all have 13 different bodies. This is our physical body, and then we have our etheric body, and causal body, and emotional body, and astral body, and so on.
Yeah.
There's an emotional body that takes care of our emotions. How are we going to manage what situation in life is decided with the resilience of that emotional body. But when our emotions go for a toss, for example, when I was in a bad marriage, I had this constant back pain for years together for no good reason. And when I got out of my marriage, it took me a year, and then that back pain went away completely. Like, completely, as in I just didn't do anything for it, but it just went away. And this happens because your body is deciding for you what is best for it and what is not best for it, and where to invest the emotions and where not to invest the emotion. For example, I was feeling totally not supported while I was in my marriage, and I had a back pain constantly because that was my body's way of telling me that seek support.
Really?
And when you have knee pains, supposedly, that is because you're so rigid in your life. You're so stubborn in your thought process that it is my way or highway. So your bones are going to pain because that is the hardest structure of your body. So your body is going to scream and shout and tell you that, listen, you are being too stubborn. When you have neck pains and shoulder pains, you're carrying too much load. So the first thing is to understand where you are getting the problem and why you're getting it. And then try to fix that emotion. Anxiety and depression does not live in the mind. It is shown in the mind. It lives in the body. A lot of people think that, oh, because I'm anxious, let me just read a nice text. Let me just go and read a few quotes. Let me just listen to something nice. No, you have to get up and move. Go for a run. Climb a mountain. Do stairs 20 times up and down. When you do those physical things that are there, your body would shift focus. Your nervous system at that time needs regulation, and your nervous system needs a regulation over and over and over again. And there are simple things that you can do to continue to keep your nervous system regulated. One is wearing crystals because they just completely keep your nervous system in check all the time.
Okay.
Keep an emotional balance of the body, keep the astral balance of the body, keep your causal body in check, keep your etheric body in check. They do all of that work for you without you even realizing them. A lot of people think that crystals is just something that it's so pretty to wear, so I'm wearing it. Or,
Mm-hmm.
I felt I should wear this and I'm wearing it. No, it's not that. It's so much more deeper than that. That once you open yourself to them is only when you will realize how much power they have. And it's just one of the best mechanisms to work with any of these illnesses, diseases, and things. And then comes the higher version of it, which is gemstones. They are so much more powerful. And, people who say that, oh, it's just a stone and things, I always tell them, use a light coded one, set your right intention on it, and then I will talk to you in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
They've been here for centuries and ages and millennia. They have survived all of those years, and people from the time of Egypt, from the Mesopotamian, cultures, from the Caesar palace, all of those places they have visited, right? And they still are alive in our life. If
Mm-hmm.
they did not work, why would they keep getting passed on from one generation to another?
Yeah.
They do have power. It's just that we don't realize it. And then the other things, of course, are sitting with yourself, journaling, doing rituals.
Mm.
Your kitchen, I think everyone's kitchen, especially in Indian kitchen, is full of herbs, and they are all magical. And if you don't find anything, and if you feel that I'm so totally disbalanced and I'm traveling and I
Mm.
really cannot do anything, one, you can take a salt water bath at any given point of time. Two, go and hug a tree.
Mm.
A tree has the mechanism to balance all your chakras within 5 minutes.
Wow.
Just hug a tree. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. If even if you look stupid, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
But just hug a tree, and you will see that everything in your body that was out of alignment is fixed without you doing anything at all.
That's quite simple.
Yeah, they are actually spirituality is simple. People have made it tough because if they don't make it tough, no one's going to go to them.
No, I'm just sharing my personal experience out here. I know the tools. I know I have to meditate. I can meditate and I can clear my, things. But something still like in that phase will not let me do.
Only
I'm like
because you've not seen the magic.
magic of
All of
hugging a
these
tree,
things. Yes,
crystals.
absolutely. None of these. Like, you've not seen the magic of meditation. You've not seen the magic of crystals. You've not seen the magic of hugging a tree. You've not seen the magic of walking barefoot in rain. You've not
Mm.
held the water of rain like this and then drank it or splashed it all over your body. You've not seen all of those things. The moment you see the light, there is no way to unsee it.
Mm-hmm.
And because you've not seen it, that's why the excuses. Every time you
Mm.
give an excuse, it's just because you do not know what it's going to bring to your life. And
Yes.
it's the moment you see the magic, you'll be like, you'll rush to it. You wouldn't wait. Like,
Mm.
you would just wake up in the morning and you would really want to do it,
Mm.
or every time it rains, you would just want to go and hug that tree.
Yeah.
That's going to be that inner urge because you know the magic.
Yeah. Because that magic, when it revealed or when you experience, then only you can actually be excited about
Absolutely, because
it.
we're all
Yeah.
educated out of it.
Yeah. What's your to do ritual like, when you are down? Actually, I would love to know that, or when you are, not in that.
I sit with my emotion. I don't pretend.
Okay.
I sit with it. Like,
Uh-huh.
if I'm upset, I'm upset.
Mm.
If I'm sad, I'm sad. If I'm tired, I'm tired. I acknowledge what my body is telling me. I don't
Mm.
say that, oh, I'm so tired, but I'll do this for you. No, I'm absolutely not sacrificing. I
Mm.
think that term is taught to us because they just don't want us to
Mm.
be liberated with ourselves. But I don't sacrifice at all. If I'm not up to it, I'm not up to it. If I go somewhere, I don't feel like being there, I will walk out without thinking what the consequences are going to be and what it is going to cost to another person. They're going to be sad or happy, like in relatives. I would go somewhere. If I want to be there for 5 minutes, I'll be there for 5 minutes. And if they say, oh, she's high headed and she's this and that, perfect, no problem. They're anyways going to talk. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People talk.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's just the fact that you need to choose your emotions you have to give them the priority. And
Yeah.
I give it the priority when it happens. If I'm anxious, I would go to work and say that today I'm anxious and it doesn't work for me. So don't do this for me today. I would acknowledge that fact that okay, today I don't find myself up to doing something. Or today I just want to sit and design. Or today I just want to sit and read. Or today I just don't want to do anything. There are days that I don't even move from one side of the bed to another.
Mm.
But you just have to acknowledge everything that is happening.
So it's
For
like,
all your wins, it is so much more important to acknowledge your bad days.
yeah,
Success is the end of everything.
success is the end of everything. What does that mean?
Success is the end. Celebration is the end. It isn't the beginning. It is the end. When there's a success that happens, like I got that award, it's the end, right? It isn't the beginning. It like that particular episode ends when I get that award.
Yeah.
Something that I've been preparing for so long, and and buying a dress, and looking pretty, and getting the team along here, and
You did
all the
look.
charade. It ends in that moment, right? The moment I hold that trophy in hand, it ends. So success is end. It isn't the beginning. And then after that end, there's a new chapter that begins. So we are basically celebrating the end of something when we are successful.
Okay. That's quite depthful. That got a depth into it. Yeah. So our journey is all about, yes, you celebrate the success you have in hand, but then keep on working towards the new chapter of your life.
It just
Yeah.
life continues to flow.
Yeah.
Like every thought is a different dimension that you open up. Like if today
Exactly.
I'm here and I want to have tea, how does your mind decide whether you want to have tea or coffee? When somebody asks you, oh, you want a tea or coffee? How does in that split second you get to decide whether it's tea or coffee? So both of those are dimensions that you choose. And every single thing that we say yes or no to is a dimension that you choose. And that is how when people come and ask me, what is my purpose of life? I say, your purpose of life is decided with every single move that you make. There's no one destiny written and said that, oh, okay, Aisha is going to be doing this only. Or Master Vani is going to be doing this only. Maybe I'm a master today doing all of this spiritual stuff. Tomorrow I may just become a dancer, for all you know.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
And if that is going to be, then that's going to be.
Yeah. You touched base on life purpose.
Yes.
What is the real definition of when people seek for life purpose? What actually it meant?
The purpose of life is to live, and that is it. What you do with the life that you get are the decisions that you take.
Mm-hmm.
But the purpose of life is just to live. You're here to live.
Live in what sense then?
Just live. Whatever is coming in your way, you just acknowledge it, appreciate it, condescend it, whatever that you do with it. It's just living.
People don't have that intention. They are just living in that state of, okay, let some magic happen. They don't want to take action.
Because they think that someone else is going to come and do that magic. It is you. It is you.
Yeah, we all feel that. Actually, let that magic come on its own.
Yeah,
somewhere,
absolutely.
right? We all have believed in magical things as we grown up.
Very easily in our life, we give the remote control of our happiness, our magic, our destiny, what we want to pursue in somebody else's hand. Especially women, they so easily give it to the men in their life.
Yeah,
That, oh, because if you do this for me, I will be happy.
yeah,
Why? Why can't you do it for yourself?
yeah.
I bought myself a watch today. I wanted a Cartier watch for a very, very long time. I'm not waiting for a man to come and give it to me. And why should I?
Yeah,
If that gives me happiness, I'm going to do it by myself. And if going to the pool gives me happiness, I'm going to go do it by myself. I feel like going to the spa, that's that. And so the point is that when you give that remote control to somebody else, now then you don't get to choose what button gets pressed, right?
yeah. You need to press the right button.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a remote control for myself and I am the one, I can navigate my life the way that I want.
Yeah,
But if I give it to you, then I don't get to decide what you're going to press.
yeah.
And then you're like, I do so much for you, but you don't respect it. I did so much for you, and you did not care for it. But that's
Yeah,
bound to happen, no? Because that guy is not educated what button to press.
exactly. Thing which I have on my mind is to touch base on your core speciality, which is your Evrenroo technique,
Yes.
your modality,
Yes.
which I would like to know more about it, what it is, what does it stand for, what does it do, and how it can help people through difficult times.
So Evrenroo is not a religion, it's a remembrance system. Everything that we do in Evrenroo is about reminding yourself of who you are. And
Mhm.
why did you choose to come here, and what is your soul contract, and what are your learnings, and what is the evolution. Your soul didn't come here for a paycheck
Mm.
or a nice house or a nice car. Of course, those are perks because we chose earth, and the energy of earth is money. That's
Okay.
the currency of it, right?
Okay.
So when we choose it, we are going to experience that in our life, whether we lose money or we gain money, but that experience is going to be there. So when you say that, oh, you are a spiritual person, you should not take money, or you are a doctor, you should not take money, or you should be doing this in Jan Seva. No, absolutely not. Because you came here to experience that power of the currency that runs this planet. You could have chosen another planet where the currency is different.
Mhm.
So you came here to understand why your soul chose the evolution through money. So whether you have less, whether you have more, whether you make a lot of money and you lose it, whether you don't make any money throughout your life and when you're 60 you hit a jackpot, either which ways, it is the energy that you came here to learn.
So we all are evolving through money, you mean to say?
Absolutely. We all are evolving through money. Money is a very, very big force that is prevalent in every decision that we take. The only thing present in every decision that we take is money, whether it is upfront or silent. How can you negate that particular thing? You cannot. It is in the breath of this planet.
When it comes to money, we talk about money and we are living here because we want money. So how do we people manifest money?
So we are manifesting every second of our life, consciously or unconsciously. So whatever is happening right now in this moment has been manifested. But when we do it unconsciously, we just attract anything and everything that comes our way. When we do it consciously, we exactly direct the force in a particular direction and say that, okay, listen, go here, fetch that. It's like um, a street dog who's not being trained to do anything. He also has the same amount of energy a pet dog would have, but that guy is using it to roam around here and there and, probably bark on this person and probably eat food from there and just random energy, right? And then there's a pet dog that you have trained, and that if you command that pet dog to do something, he will go and exactly do that, right? And that is how your energy works with you. You have to work on taming it over and over again, that listen, this is how we do it. No, not this. You put a manifestation and it goes haywire, you bring it back and say no, stick to this. And that is why I always say one manifestation at a time.
Okay, one at a time.
One at a time. If you have too many manifestations going on together, oh, I want to get married also, I want a house also, I want a good husband also, I want a great job also, I want to earn this much also, I want a diamond ring also, it's not going to work. You only have this much energy with you to apply. And if you're going to give fragments of it to everything, then only fragment results will happen. But if you consolidate all the energy and you just have one single focus for a while, that, okay, let me get this first and then I'm going to move to the next.
So when we talk about manifesting one thing at a time, what is the procedure or the process to even get that?
There are multiple ways. You can write it out, you can do rituals around it, you can put your manifestations on crystals, on gemstones, on these special days, the new moons and the full moons and the portals that keep opening up. They're very high energy. Use any one of them, but one single intention. And if you have a single intention, keep it there for at least 3 months, 6 months, a year, and focus on that. If you want to be a good orator,
Yeah.
then focus a year on just being a good orator.
Okay.
If you want $1 million in your account, then just focus on that for a year and say that I just want $1 million in my account.
We have affirmations, we have a lot of things, visualization techniques and all, which people are quite aware of. Any specific technique which you think really works or it does wonders?
There's no specific
No
technique.
specific.
To each
Okay.
his own. It's a trap. If you say this works and this doesn't work, you already know. Check in with yourself what works for you. A lot of people don't want to put in the hard work and the extra effort of doing things with themselves.
Mhm.
They just want to sit and do. Like, I'm here. Today is the 8-8 portal. I told my soul stars about doing a ritual on 8-8. I've got everything with me for me to do the ritual here. That's how much I believe in it.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, I am traveling, I can skip it, and you all do it. No, it's not like that. I have everything with me. I'm going to go back to my hotel. Whatever, the time is at that time, I'm going to sit and do that ritual. But that takes effort and energy and time,
Yeah.
But a lot of people have so much on their plateau, free of cost available to them, and they don't want to do it. And then they say, oh, my life is like this and my life is that. Of course it is like that. Why do you complain now?
It's all about, being aligned with your actions as well.
Absolutely. Just check with yourself that what is not working for me. God gives food to every bird, but it does not throw it in their nest. They
Yeah.
have to go and fetch it.
Yeah.
That is the effort. When you do that effort, you tell the universe, I have my skin in the game too. I am all in. Until the time you say I'm all in, don't expect miracles to happen. You'll just be an average person out of those 8 billion people, and no matter how special you feel in your own home, but that's that. You have to go all in, and you have to make the best and the most of everything that is around you. I think everyone today has people that they can learn from. Everyone today has means that they can learn from. Everyone today has the environment where they have so much learning facility. I have seen people who stay and live with the best of the people in the world and they still don't gauge anything. And they would work years and years and years, and after years of them working, they will move out, and even if you meet them 10 years down the line, they'll just be the same. No change. Because change in here requires guts. It requires effort. It requires energy. It requires shattering your own belief system about how you look at yourself. You look at yourself and you say, no, I don't want that in me.
Yeah.
I don't want that anger coming. I don't want that feeling that I need to scold another person. I don't want to feel upset when this happens to me. And that not wanting something requires work. I don't want that extra flab on me.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like that. When you say that, you have to work on it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they just want everything on the plateau. That, oh,
Yeah.
we should be taken care of. But they don't realize that entitlement is causing them so much. Maybe somebody, is going to help you with that entitlement. Maybe you have a partner in your life and that person is going to take care of you feeling entitled. But it's whose loss is it, end of the day? Only you're not involving.
Yeah.
And then 10 years or 5 years or 3 years down the line, you're going to hate that person for doing that. Because the reason that you love that person is the same reason you hate that person for.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked about this lines portal.
Yeah.
I know what exactly, what are portals for? Today it's like 8-8.
Yeah.
8-8 portal.
So all portals, every year has separate set of portals that are going to open up based on the energy of that particular year. It really means that the veil between the spiritual world and the human world becomes thinner. And the manifestations become faster because there are certain planetary alignments that are there. The gravitational force of the planet changes, the consciousness of the planet changes, and because that consciousness changes, it allows us to be more closer to the divine naturally. So it's like the levels that were there in between, they're just put aside for a while, and then you can have a direct communication.
So for today's 8-8 portal, what special you
It's a wealth
recommend?
portal.
It's a wealth portal.
It's a wealth portal. Also manifest what you want for wealth in life.
When you do ancestral healing, anything, any weird out of the box experience you
A
had?
lot of them. Like, I had this woman come to me and she had an abortion or a miscarriage exactly on 24th of August every year. and it was an ancestral karma, and it was one of the females in the family lineage who was burnt alive on the 24th of August by the people that she was married to as a family. And her story wasn't being told ever. So when she wanted to, and every time she conceived, it was a girl child, So, and come 24th August, either a miscarriage would happen or, she would have to abort due to some reason or the other.
So it's like going back to your ancestral lineage.
Absolutely.
There are
It's
reasons for
actually
that.
not going back. It is in us. Our ancestors live in us. It is in our DNA. Every single blessing, every single curse that they have been through, every single part of their life that they have lived is in our DNA. They're not separate from us. We are the sum total of all their experiences. We are the most powerful version of our ancestors. They always wanted to be this person, they never could. Our children are the most powerful version of us. So, when you work on an ancestral reading or an ancestral healing, you understand where is this trauma coming from. And most of us are not even carrying the trauma that is ours. We are carrying the trauma that is theirs. And they want to be heard. And when they get heard, they leave.
Okay. So that clearing happens, that
Yes,
ancestral
absolutely.
clearing.
Absolutely.
So there's a process and procedures how to
Yes,
clear
yes.
that
So
out.
there are readings. In the
Okay.
reading, we identify what is done in the past, where is the trauma coming from, and if it is small enough, we can work it around with crystals and gemstones and rituals. And if it is large enough, we do go in for a healing.
We have this old ancestral kind of things which we hear now, like don't cut your nails on this particular day, don't take head shower, and these kind of rituals which are there. And
There were different times, Aisha. Back in the day, when you were told not to take a bath in the night and not to take a head bath in the night specifically, it was because the temperature of Earth was different. It naturally was colder at night. So people used to say that, okay, don't do it then. You have to understand, like when people were told that, okay, don't go to the temple on your periods, it was because back then, women used to work so much and they used to be living around hills, and the temples were usually on the hilltop. So they were told that, okay, because you are going through this process of clearing up, which was considered a very sacred process then. They were supposed to rest. They were told to rest. It wasn't that this was not a good thing or a holy thing, so they cannot enter the temple. It wasn't that. It was just a very simple thing that they were being told not to do any of the chores, which really took a lot of effort and energy from them, because that time was so sacred for a woman and she was just shedding everything that she does not need.
so it made sense at that time, these rituals, but they don't hold true right now.
Absolutely not. Most of them don't.
Most of them don't.
People used to say, don't cut your nails at night because there was no light at that time.
Okay.
People used to work with candles, and somebody might, and they used to eat off the floor.
Yeah.
Right? So if you cut those nails, you wouldn't know where it fell and somebody might ingest it. So they were very practical as our ancestors. But we created myths and belief systems out of those so that we could control people.
People are living in that fear zone, fear factor.
Yeah,
they are just following that rituals because it's just being taught to them at that
of
stage,
course.
and they're just carrying it
Yeah.
without, it doesn't make sense at the moment, right?
Nobody questions. And even if you question, like, oh, don't question us this. But nobody questions that. A lot of people are just living in that belief system and that thought process that, oh, don't do this. This is not right. Don't cut your hair. Don't cut your nails. Don't wash your head. Do this. On Thursday, you should take a bath with turmeric. On Sunday, you should take a bath with milk. On Monday, you should take a bath with this. They're all just different things. They used to use those herbs to naturally cure and cleanse their body. It was just a natural way of doing that. It wasn't related to the moon or the Saturn or the sun. It was just those natural ingredients that they had. They didn't have a body butter. They had milk.
Yeah, interesting. Let's break that today on our show. Yeah, okay. Being a human, we all are vulnerable to different emotions. You being as a master Vani, Do you still feel vulnerable to certain emotions?
All the time.
Really?
I think the
Okay.
more you grow in life, the more empathetic you become.
Uh-huh.
And the more you have to guard yourself as an empathetic person, so that you live in a world where taking an advantage is super, super easy. But as far as being vulnerable is concerned, absolutely yes. And I think that makes you more of you. The more vulnerable you are, the more you are you.
The more you are you.
Yeah.
So, what defines Master Vani? If I have to ask you.
I don't think I can be defined. I don't have one word for myself, but I do believe a lot in kindness. And I do believe that I definitely have the best interest of people around me all the time. Anybody who comes in my contact, my only wish for that person is to grow and to multiply and to sort of achieve the best that they can. And in whatever and in whichever way that I'm able to help them is something that I really, really try to do. And for some people, it comes out to be as, oh, she's teaching us and she's scolding us and she's telling us and she's whatever, whatever, but it's fine. I, my way or my words may not always match what the other person wants, but what I have in my heart is just the best interest for everybody who comes in contact with me. That's the only thing that I think I strive to be that person that if you reach me and if you know me in any which way and if you have a conversation with me, that conversation should be a before and after for you. That before Master Vani, I was thinking like this, and after her, I thought like this. So if I am not a before and after for you in your life, I don't think that I'm doing the right thing.
I love it. Yeah, that's actually defines you.
Yeah, that actually
Yeah,
defines me.
yeah. And it's so beautiful of you, coming with that thought process. And it's very rare. It's very rare to, hear people on those lines.
Yeah, because it's easy to put yourself first, but it's very difficult to put yourself last.
Yeah. One piece of advice for our listeners today who are hearing you out on Stories That Matter for the first time.
I think my world changed with crystals. I always tell people to experience that once,
Mm-hmm.
at least once in their life, to see how much magic they bring and how much peace they
Yeah.
send your way. It's unconditional love
Yeah.
that they are there to give you. And if you don't have faith, don't do it. But if you have faith, then I think it's a gift.
Crystals have totally changed your life,
Totally,
right?
totally,
Yeah.
totally changed my life. I don't think I can ever see my life without them.
Is it like any specific crystal you love wearing or something you should really
No, I,
admire?
I
Like, so
always
it's
think
all of
I
them.
always think this one is my favorite now. This one
Which
is
one?
my favorite now. But I think one that has stood across time with me has been turquoise.
Okay.
It has always, always been with me in one way or the other. Supported me, guided me, taken care of me, spoken to me in times when there was nobody to talk to also. It has always been there.
Mhm.
It's very, very close to my heart. If I ever own a mine of turquoise, I would give it free to everyone for everyone to experience it.
Master Vani talks to crystals.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like you and I are talking, I would talk to them for hours together. I tell them everything that is going on in my life. It's a very silent communication that we are always in.
And you hear them back.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
How do you hear? Like, is it like really they're talking back to you? Or how is it
That's why
like?
I'm saying you have to try it out. You have to try out with the whole belief, with the full conviction, and you see there is so much magic in the world. We've just not trained our eyes to see it.
So, one magic you can share with us with the crystals?
I think so many of them. I don't know. I mean, so many of them. I got this blood test done many years ago, and there was this thyroid that came in, and I we saw a doctor, and they said we need to put you on thyroxine and stuff like that. I said no, let it be. I came home. I wore a lapis lazuli. I told lapis lazuli, listen, this has come up. I don't know whether it's permanent. This, that, etc. Fix it. Wore it for 3 months. Went for the thyroid test. Never came again.
Okay. So crystals, they work like you ask anything, they work for you. It's like
Every
that.
crystal has their own healing mechanism.
Okay.
Some would work on a particular chakra, some would work on a particular issue, debt,
Uh-huh.
wealth blockage, health blockage. They all have different meanings.
So that means you have to be
Yeah,
really
when you go onto our
subjective.
website,
Yeah.
you read
Okay.
into the description
Okay.
and you get to know where this crystal is going to work on these things.
Yeah. As you said, if it's people believe, then only the magic works.
Absolutely.
Right.
Your belief is your biggest magic tool. It's the wand.
Thank you, Master Vani, for coming to Stories That Matter. And, it's beautiful to have these sacred conversations with you today. And I'm really thankful for you being here on Stories That Matter. And I wish you all the luck. And I wish that you keep on rising and shining. As you mentioned, uh, I totally agree with your motto of light wherever you go.
Yes.
Just give and plant that seeds within your heart. I think that's the core message today I got from you, and that's such a beautiful message that every person we meet before and after, if you're not able to make that change
In them, yes.
or not able to shine your light through the way, then you're not serving your purpose on earth.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm that's really beautiful piece of a message you have shared with Stories That Matter listeners today.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
thanks
I
for
wish that this platform really grows for
Thank
you,
you.
and you get the best people across the world to come and share their stories. And I would love to come
Thank
again
you. Yeah,
and talk
definitely.
to you
We are
about something else. So thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for having me here.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Amal.
Thank you.